Can we just appreciate how doused in highlighter I am though? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new makeup collection and declutter video. Now today is probably going to be my favorite video out of all of them, and that is because we are talking about highlighters. But I will say in advance, this is going to be more of a collection than a declutter video because, to be honest, I don't want to part with any of these. So if you love highlighters just like me, then let's get straight into the video. So the first product I'm going to start with is an Anastasia Glow Kit. This is in Gleam. I was lucky enough to be gifted this from my friend because when she ordered it, it arrived broken and they sent her a brand new one and told her to keep the old one. So she thought, why not pass it along to Allie? So this is really stunning, but obviously I have to be careful with it. It's just this one shade, ironically Crushed Pearl, that is crushed, and it is my favorite shade, but these are just gorgeous. The formula of these is beautiful, so blinding, but I don't find myself using it that much because I like to save it for special occasions because I feel like I have kind of the cheap dupe of it, which is what I use every day. So of course this is staying because it's expensive and fancy and I just really love it. Now the next product I'm going to talk about is what I mentioned being the almost dupe of that product, and that is the Sportsgirl On The Glow palette. As you can see, the text is coming off, the pattern is coming off. This is bruised and battered. It has been through a lot, and I've also majorly made a dent in this shade here. I do use this shade a lot more now and I really like it, and also the pink shade. It's honestly just blinding. I use this on an everyday basis and then I put this on top when I really want it to pop. It's what I'm wearing today, not as packed on as usual, but I just really love this. These are only $15 and you can't go wrong, so this is definitely staying, and I honestly think it's something I'll repurchase if I ever run out. The next product I am not the biggest fan of. It is just not the greatest quality and it is drugstore, so you can't expect as much as a high-end highlighter, but it is this one from the Maybelline Master Blush Palette. Now pretty much this is just too dark for my skin. It is really nice on the skin, a bit glittery, but I can deal with that because the glow is nice. But yeah, the formula is just not quite up to scratch, but I'm keeping this because I love the blushes and I can use the highlighter like in moderation. But I did put it on the other day and I put on a bit too much and it was just like a brownie gold stripe on my face. So definitely if you are like me or any paler, this will not work, but I love the blushes. The next product is another one that I only get out for special occasions because it's so luxurious and probably my most expensive and fancy makeup product, and that is a Hourglass Christmas palette from a few years ago. So this just has the ambient lighting powders, which I mix all together to set my face when I want it to look glowy, and it looks gorgeous. So they're like the highlighters in this. They don't give a highlight really, like you don't just put them on your cheekbones because you won't really see them. They're just really a setting powder that will leave a nice radiance to your skin. So I love that, and then the blushes and the bronzer is stunning. I just struggle to get a brush in there, but the products overall are beautiful and I'm never getting rid of this. The next product, if you've seen my recent videos, is something that I never thought I would have in my little hands, but it is the Stroke of Genius highlighting palette from NYX, and I honestly love this. It is so good. It gives such a blinding highlight. Obviously I can't really use too many of the shades. I like this one, I like this one. The purple's nice, but I don't think it's that highlighty. Oh, it's quite a nice frosty color, but then obviously the gold, the pinky ones, they're a little dark. I can use them if I mix them with other shades, and one of these two doesn't actually come off as dark as it looks, so I can get away with them, especially with mixing, as I said, but this is just really good quality, so I'm definitely keeping this around, and I only paid $10 for this, so absolute steal, and I actually think it's probably worth the full price, so that's saying something, and I love it. The next highlighter palette is another one from Sportsgirl. This one is the On The Glow Mermaid palette. I bought this because of the packaging and because it's mermaids. These colors, they kind of look similar. These two definitely look similar. One, I think this one comes off more just frosty white. The other one comes off with a bluey pinkish reflect. This one obviously has a blue reflect, it's blue. And then this is just a gold. This is kind of, I feel like it doesn't really fit in this palette because these are all duochrome, give off a different color, and then this one's just plain and just gold. But it is quite light, so I think it's actually, I don't know if I've tried it, but definitely I think could work on my skin tone. These work really, really nicely. This is rather blue, so if you're not comfortable with that, then I don't know, I probably would steer clear from this palette if you're not comfortable with colored highlighters in general. But I love it. I think it just adds a really unique look. The only thing about these is just they're very different to the one that I use every day. These, I don't know if you'll be able to pick up on it, but they do have that hard layer across the top. They are not as pigmented, they are more glittery, but packed on the skin they definitely still do give the glow. So yeah, just a very different formula overall, but I still really like these, just not for every day. And again, this is $15, so an absolute bargain. The next product is one that my friend absolutely raves about, and I do love it too, but I haven't used it in so long, so I need to get it out again. This is the Sleek Solstice Highlighting Palette, and these are absolutely stunning. Not the brush, that's crap. I absolutely love the purple shade. It's so gorgeous, and even the cream, if I was a cream person, this would be gorgeous. And even so, it's good to use as a base and pack these over the top. I pretty much mix all the shades together. It's just such a gorgeous formula. It's baked and it is quite dry, so you kind of think that nothing would really show up, but trust me, these are absolutely blinding, and just, I still love this palette. It was all the rage like a while ago, but it's still good and you still need it if you haven't tried it already. Next up, I have two that I'm putting together because they are basically the high-end and drugstore version of each other. So the first one is the Luminizer Sisters from the Balm. This has obviously the all-famous Mary Lou, which is still to this day one of the most gorgeous highlights in the world, and I definitely do love it. I just don't use it too much because it's obviously in this palette, but I would honestly love to have it in a single because I feel like I would put that in my everyday makeup bag and use it every day. The middle one is Cindy, which is great for a blush topper, and the bronzy one is Betty, so that is good probably as an eyeshadow, probably not as a bronzer because it's quite shimmery, or a highlighter for dark skin. But I love this palette. I definitely don't regret buying it because I was able to try Mary Lou and I love it, and I just think it's really cute, so that's staying. And the cheap version is the Models Prefer Radiance Collection Illuminating Palette. So this pretty much has very similar colors. This is a bit darker than Mary Lou, I think. From memory, I think it might still work on my skin. Oh, it looks kind of dark. Maybe not. I don't think this actually really works for me, but the middle shade is, again, a really nice blush topper, but then this bronze shade is quite orange. So again, definitely would not want to put it on your cheeks. But I think this is actually something I might pass up because I've never really used it except for my full face of highlighter challenge. And even the lightest shade is too dark for me, so a bit of a regretful purchase. I think I just wanted it because it was like a dupe of this, but it's just definitely not pale skin friendly, and you can tell that by looking at it. So I think this might be the only highlighter that I pass up on. The next product is one that I used to use the crap out of, and I think I stopped because I was starting to run out of the bits of it that I liked, and that is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strip Highlighter. I obviously can only use this top section because I'm so pale, and I really had a massive dint going on in here, so I didn't want it to run out, so I just stopped using it. But this is gorgeous. I definitely have to start using it again soon. I'm going to pop it in my everyday makeup bag because it just, I always forget how good it is and then I use it. It's such a gorgeous glow, so intense, but looks really nice on the skin. Physicians Formula is expensive, but I'm telling you now, this is worth it, and it works on every skin tone because it's got every color, so it's great. I'm gonna pop some on now. I've already got highlighter on, but I'm gonna pop some on anyway because it's just gonna make everything 10 times better. Oh, it's so nice. I don't know if you guys will actually be able to tell the difference, but trust me, definitely just adds, oh, it's so nice. Probably one of the most natural looking highlighters. Like, it's not undetectable on the skin because of how much I put on, but I think it is the most natural but still blinding and glowy, but it just looks glowy and radiant. Like, your skin is just amazing. I'll go through a couple now quickly that I'm getting rid of because they are broken, I don't use them, they don't work for me, yada yada yada. First one is this Highlights Mineral Face Highlighter from Australis. I don't use liquid highlighters and I feel like they just like separate your foundation, they're hard to put on nicely. I like to set my face, that doesn't really go with setting your face. So I just feel like this product is not practical for me and I'm never going to use it, and also I think heaps is gone anyway, because it's not wanting to pump out, even though I don't think I've ever used it. But yes, I don't really know anyone who likes cream highlighters in my family, so that just might go in the bin. It is quite old anyway, so I wouldn't feel bad throwing it away. But yeah, it's a shame because it's drugstore, Australis, cruelty-free, all the good stuff, but I'm just not going to use it. The next one is an absolutely stunning highlighter from Makeup Revolution. I believe it was my first highlighter as well. It is the Vivid Baked Highlighter. Oh, I just tipped it everywhere. And it looks like this. It's in the shade Golden Lights, and just wait till you see this. It's actually so gorgeous. It's pretty similar to Mary Lou though, so I don't feel bad getting rid of this because, as you can see, the lid is broken and I never reach for it because I have similar highlighters. It's similar to the Sportsgirl one as well. It was nice at the start when I was beginning with highlighters and it was cheap and it was exciting, but they still sell these, so I mean, if I ever want to buy it again, not broken, I can. It's only a few dollars, but for now I think this one is going to get passed along, and I think my sister might really enjoy this. Okay, I've got about 8 left. I think that was all I was getting rid of, to be honest. Sorry, I told you I loved highlighters. Even if they don't 100% work for me, I still keep them, especially if they're expensive. And speaking of, I have MAC Soft and Gentle. Yes, it is dark and it looks a lot darker than it shows up. Trust me, I can definitely still use this on my pale skin. I just have to be very light-handed with it, but it's such a gorgeous shade. It's got such a nice swirl of shades, so it comes up a lot lighter and not super bronzy. It's just got a bit of a bronzy undertone and reflect, but I really love it. It is definitely blinding and gorgeous, and especially mixed with a lighter highlighter, just I really like this, and it's a MAC highlighter, so I'm going to keep it because I love it and I paid good money for it, so I'm going to get its money's worth. My second and last MAC highlighter is Lightscapade. Now this is a very fooling highlighter in my opinion, because when you swatch it, it honestly looks like nothing. It looks like a face powder, but on your face it is so gorgeous. This is something that I should use every day, to be honest, because I feel like you could even pop this on wearing no makeup. It's just so natural, kind of like the Physicians Formula one. It's that natural radiant glow that looks like you were just born like that. Can't really see it on the skin. It's not too powdery, just is amazing. And I mean, look at that. It looks like a pastel perfect planet. It's so gorgeous, and I'm definitely glad I picked this up and I need to use it more. The next one is Glow Commotion from W7. I am definitely keeping this because it is fairly similar to Mary Lou again, but a great drugstore option. It's not quite as blinding, but I still think it does the trick. And it's also a little bit more gold than any other ones that I have. So I feel like it, although it looks boring, it's actually quite unique to my collection, and it's only $5. So it's definitely something I want to keep around, use in videos. And yeah, if you haven't seen my W7 video, I'll link it below because they're pretty good. Next up is another one that I featured in a video. This is the Mega Glow Highlighting Powder from Wet n Wild in the shade Precious Petals. It's on the front alley. Now this is dark-ish. I can get away with it. I think you could see it from memory on my skin, like when I looked straight on, but I just really like how it looked, so I think I forgave that. I would love to grab lighter shades of this because it's a really nice formula, but yeah, I want to keep it because I mean, I think this is like $3, which is insane. Not for us Australians, but you know, for everyone else in the world, this is really cheap. And yeah, it's also stunning, and I haven't had it for that long, so I don't want to pass it along yet. Pretty much I just want to keep it because it's a highlighter, okay? The next one I am really torn with because it is a ColourPop highlighter in Stole the Show, And I also did a video on this ages ago, and it really is gorgeous. Oh my god, and it feels so nice. But because it's that awkward in between powder and cream, I don't find myself using it because I'm scared I'm going to mess it up. But oh my god, that actually feels so nice. I think that just made my decision for me. I forgot how nice it feels. Looks so nice on the skin. I feel like this will be a great product to use in summer, just to pop on your high points and not wear any other makeup, or even if you've just got a little bit on. Oh my god, it's so blinding. What the hell? Not that I needed any more highlighter, but like, I wouldn't say no. You know what? That applied really nicely. No problems. Why do I always forget how good ColourPop is? I literally used a Matte X lippy stick the other day and it was gorgeous. So yep, I've decided this is staying. It is amazing. It has made my blinding highlight 10 times more blinding, and I didn't think that was possible. So wow, once again, I am blown away, and I'm sure it blew me away the first time I used it. So please, if you don't see me using this, tell me to use it. Just comment on every video saying use the ColourPop highlighter, because this is amazing and so unique. We have 4 left. We are almost there. Next up quickly is one from Gerard Cosmetics, which I remember was pretty big a few years ago, and now I feel like no one really uses them or talks about them. But I did get raked into buying a highlighter, so they look like this. They're really pretty, and this one is called Maybelline. I should have picked a lighter shade, honestly. It's not too dark. I can definitely still wear it, but it honestly looks a bit dark. It kind of shows up on the skin darker than it is in the pan, which is strange. Don't usually have that happen very often. I think I might actually pass this along, which I'm very surprised about. I didn't think I would be getting rid of 4 highlighters. That's a record for me. But yeah, I've never really used this. It's coming off quite dark. It kind of looks like a similar tone to the W7 highlighter, just darker. So I think this one is going. This next one is staying because this is all you need to know. This is all you need to see. It is so gorgeous. I love this. I obviously don't really have a color like this. I have maybe like 2 purple highlighters, but I love purple highlighters. Honestly, I need to use this one more as well. But at the same time, it's so gorgeous that you can understand why I don't want to. But it's staying. This is probably one of my most prized possessions, and I love it. Next, we have this Wild and Radiant highlighting palette from BH Cosmetics. Now this looks terrifying, I have to say. It looks so dark and it looks so ridiculous, and plus these 2 look the same and these 2 look the same, which they kind of do come off on the skin like that. These 2 I don't use. They're very dark and bronzy, but these 2 come off a lot lighter than you expect. Just a really nice shade, similar to Soft and Gentle, to be honest. But these, whoops, these are a really nice formula. They're baked again, so you think they wouldn't be that smooth, but they are so creamy, so shimmery, so gorgeous. I'll just swatch them so you can see. This is what they look like. These are the light ones, which I can use. This obviously not a highlighter on my skin tone, but yeah, I think the formula of these is just crazy. And my sister bought it and then she used it and I was like, wow, I need that, because we're just as pale as each other and it worked for her. So I gave it a go and I do like it. Very blinding. Don't use it as much as I should, as I say in all of these damn videos, but it's going to stick around because it's cheap and I love it. And the final highlighter, yes, we are almost done. Lastly, we have the Samantha Jade highlighting palette, which I missed getting when it first came out. So when this came out again, I was not going to miss out. And this is stunning. I'm so happy I bought it. I love this light shade, love the purple shade, another purple, I forgot about that, whoops, that's 3. And this pinky shade in the middle actually works really nicely on my fair skin as well, especially again mixed with the rest. I think I can also get away with this one maybe, but then of course these ones are a bit too dark or like orangey. This obviously is straight up orange. I would not put that on as a highlighter, but I actually think it would be a really gorgeous eyeshadow because it's kind of this in-between goldy orange color. So yeah, the formula of this is really, really good. If you see this in a price line near you, definitely pick it up before it sells out again because it's amazing. So that wraps up this video. I really hope you guys are still enjoying this series. I am still absolutely loving filming them, and make sure you give this video a massive thumbs up if you do, and subscribe down below if you are new. And I'm in a rush, so I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.